Hey, welcome to 30 Odd Minutes. Yeah! All right, it's a rowdy bunch here tonight. It's great to be back with you, exploring the unexplained, explaining the unexplorable, finding out we're all wrong, and starting all over again. So thanks so much for coming back. I've had a great couple of weeks. I had a paranormal dinner in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Rhode Island. All right.
House.
Rhode Island is here tonight. Thank you, Rhode Island. It was great to be with those folks, and you realize that so many people have questions about so many different subjects, and some fans of the show. That was kind of neat. Some people had already seen the show, and you realize these are folks interested in cryptozoology and UFOs and in ghosts, and we talked a little bit about all of that stuff, and you realize so many people have such big questions about the paranormal, and thank God we're here, because though we take the paranormal kind of seriously, we don't take ourselves that seriously, but we do have questions, and we know you do too, and that's why we bring you our one question interview.
One question interview.
Today we're here with the Ouija Board with a one question interview. Ouija Board, does no always mean no? I'm really confused. I don't think I learned anything at all. Very strange. Well, anyway, we get other questions as well. Some of them come to our email box, and this week we've got an email. Huh? All right, an email. Dear 30 Odd Minutes, they got the name right. Let's hear it. Thanks for the 30 minutes of distraction you give me each week. Starts on a positive. I like it. You see, I'm a victim of demonic possession, and the entities inside of me are constantly tormenting me, telling me to do things like watch better paranormal shows than 30 Odd Minutes. Ouch, ouch. Can you recommend a way to get rid of these demons? Shirley from Racine, Wisconsin. Shirley, no, I got nothing for you. It's just not that kind of show. But,
Shirley, you must be kidding.
Shirley jokes have started. Thanks for writing in. If you've got a question for us, we'll try to find you some kind of answer, even if it's not the right one. It's info@30oddminutes.com. Thanks so much. Well, unless you only watch 30oddminutes.com, and I really hope that's true, then you know that there's a lot of paranormal content out there. Every single network has got some kind of paranormal show. There's a million websites covering all facets of the unexplained and the unusual. And you realize that there's so many people that take different views on this. There's people that are very scientific. They use equipment. They're trying to measure, monitor, and control the environment and try to figure out what's happening when these things manifest. Then there's people that are very esoteric, that are using psychic methods. They're using dowsing rods, all kinds of other means that are using feelings to try to judge the paranormal. And you realize after watching all this stuff, there's really only one direction left to go, and that would be farce. So thank goodness we've got our guest tonight. Mr. Mike Brody is with us, and Mike Brody first came onto the stand-up comedy scene in 2000. He's performed at comedy clubs across the United States ever since. His column, Confessions of a Novice Ghost Hunter, appears monthly on ghostvillage.com. Brody's act has been described as a mix of energetic humor and lovable dorkiness. That's a quote from his website. Good one. Though he's been interested in the paranormal his entire life, he's found it funny since 2005 when he incorporated it into his act.
Yeah, EVPs are my favorite. Of course, everybody knows you get the audio recorder and you go into the haunted house and you hit record and you ask all the questions to the ghosts, like, how are you? How'd you die? What's your name? And then you play it back later in the night, and sometimes there's this horrible ghost voice that pops up. It's like, get out of my house! And it's like, dude, when I die, sign me up for that. I want to do that, like, get out of my house. But it'd have to be more honest, like, get out of my apartment. Okay, get out of my sister's apartment. It's been a rough month. I haunt the couch!
Hey, joining us from his home in Minneapolis, Minnesota, please give it up for Mike Brody. Yeah, all right. Hey, what a welcome. How are you, Mike? How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks for being with us on 30 Odd Minutes. It's a pleasure to have you here. Nice little act there from the Mount Washington Hotel, from a forthcoming DVD that'll be finished sometime this year. Definitely. Congratulations. Hey, so I think it's really interesting. When you started incorporating the paranormal into your act, how did that go over? I mean, were people putting up eyebrows, or did it work right away?
No, it worked right away. I mean, I think in order to be in the paranormal field, you kind of have to have a good sense of humor. And nobody's gotten mad at me or been like, you made fun of elves. You know, like, that's my thing. So, no, it's been great. They get everything. You know, I can talk about the Mothman, and they're going to understand everything, and it's great.
Yeah,
I love the paranormal peeps.
But that's the paranormal people. But you're doing this in regular comedy clubs, right?
Oh, right. Well, you know, to be honest, like, it's pretty widespread. Like, people get what I'm talking about. I don't have to do a lot of explaining. And, you know, people come up to me afterwards and ask me about ghosts and things they've seen in their closet and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's actually my, you know, I don't do it throughout. I mean, I obviously don't do 30 minutes on ghosts just for the regular show, but it's my favorite part of the set, and it goes over pretty well. So, yeah.
And so, but the point is, it's gone mainstream because otherwise people wouldn't get it. You know, I mean, the topic is so widespread, which I think is kind of interesting that there's a paranormal comedian, you know, that's making a niche out there.
Yeah.
So really. Okay, so you've been writing a column for Ghost Village. Big fan of the column, Confessions of a Novice Ghost Hunter. And what I love about this is that you're not ruined as an investigator just yet, which is good because, you know, after you start doing this for a while, people start having strong opinions about what is and what isn't and how things work. And so I love that you go in not knowing a thing, and you're probably the only ghost hunter on Earth that it will make the claim to be a novice. So my hat's off to you if I were wearing one. Yay!
I'd take my hat off. My head didn't shine so much.
Right, fair enough. So, but one question that I know everybody wants to know is that since you became an investigator, has that helped you get girls?
I think you know the answer to that. No, girls aren't generally impressed by it. But there's a big similarity between ghosts and girls, actually.
They both scare you?
I've talked to a few of them.
Right.
Seen a few. Nobody believes me. And one of these days I'm going to find one that'll let me film them.
Right on.
Hey-oh.
Fair enough.
No, girls, I don't know. Girls aren't. They don't. Girls like guys with cars, not guys with, like, ectoplasm packs. You know that.
I think there's a few single gentlemen here among the oddballs that work for 30-odd minutes who can certainly relate. So no doubt. So, okay, you had a recent ghost hunt in Massachusetts. You came to the Bay State and got to see some great Bay State haunts, but you also got to see the homes of some Bay State paranormal investigators. And what's weirder? Is it the haunts or the homes?
Well, you know, I don't know about you, but generally when I have company over, you know, I clean up, and you know, I'll pick up some things. We got to go to Matt Moniz's house, and it's very, like, it's a warm, welcoming house, but along the way you kind of feel like you might be like the beginning of Deliverance. It's very tree-ish, and
right.
So we pull into the house. We're going to have a barbecue, in which the food was great, by the way, but right by where you park your car, I'm not making this up, there is a wood pile with a pink child's girl bike with the tassels and a machete hacked into the wood with no kids to be found.
And you know what's funny? A lot of people wouldn't believe you, except we have the picture.
You enjoyed the barbecue.
There it is. There's the picture.
Look at that. And that should say Massachusetts State Court at the bottom.
Very good. Thanks for sending that. And thank you, Matt Moniz, who's here tonight as always. Always a good sport. And it was a great barbecue, that's for sure. No doubt.
The grill is always well cooked.
Oh, man.
Dark.
So if you saw our one-question interview tonight, you saw we actually interviewed a Ouija board, which I think was kind of innovative. I mean, how many people are doing that? Let's see, that's CNN, huh? What do you got? What are your feelings on Ouija boards? They're kind of a polarizing topic in the paranormal. Do you have one?
Well, I don't know. My roommate bought a Ouija board on eBay recently, and like everybody like freaked out. They're like, "Man, you shouldn't mess with Ouija boards. They're evil. It's the tool of the devil." It's like, really? Because mine says Parker Brothers on it. Woo! From the people who brought us Mousetrap. But we used it. It works. You know, you move like the planchette thing, you know, and it's scary. It's scary if you get like centuries old ghosts, you know, like rootin' tootin', like that kind of era of ghost. But it's not scary if you get like a new ghost, like younger, like text messaging generation ghost, you know, like it moves the thing, like I am going to get you, LOL. Like you are so dead, JK. OMG.
And have you had those little girl ghosts? I mean, say after Matt Moniz's house and that picture with the bike?
Right.
Because that would be a little bit awkward. But so I mean, haunted houses are meant to be scary. I'm sure you might have seen some scary things. What's the cutest thing you might have seen on an investigation or in an alleged haunted house?
Other than you.
Oh, thank you. Gosh. Ooh, am I blushing?
What?
Am I blushing? No, not really.
I don't think you have any blood in that pale body. Anyway, I went to a haunted bed and breakfast that had like a different menu item kind of for each room, like how it was haunted, and it was like Headless Joe and like Bloody Steve, you know, and one of them was ghost kittens. It was a room of haunted ghost kittens. And it was like, oh, it was horrifying. They're nibbling on her toes all night long, like yarn everywhere.
And did you encounter the ghost kitten? That's what everyone wants to know.
No.
Fair enough. All right, hey, here's another question everybody always asks. You know, we're doing this interview via Skype, which is, no one saw that. What was that? Do you have a troll there? Oh! It's like a commercial for Travelocity. Thank you. Are they a sponsor by any means?
No, you owe money now.
Yeah, son of a gun. Fair enough. So one quick. I mean, we do these interviews via Skype, which is great. You're all the way there in Minnesota. We're here in Massachusetts. So people want to know: are you wearing pants? Stand up.
Give me a second. Yeah.
Lest there be any doubt.
Pants.
Oh, man. Nice. Good job. All right. Because it is a requirement when we tell our guests to, you know, that they should wear pants just in case. Fair enough. So, you know, we talked about Ouija boards, which can be dangerous. And it's good to keep Bigfoot around just in case.
Hey, found the day.
I don't know why girls don't go for you. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you get them back to your room and they see that, I mean... Wouldn't that seal the deal?
Big feet.
Big feet?
Now let's perpetuate that myth.
Right. Now, what about Bigfoot research? Have you looked into that area of the paranormal yet?
No.
Okay, great.
No.
Next question. Is this your first interview?
How do you go looking for Bigfoot? Like, what are you supposed to do? You just go sit by a tree and wait, and you... Like, seriously, what do you... I'm not defending any... Like, I don't want to have, like, the Bigfoot community, like, email, like, but... Or... Can't do that. Can't do it.
That's the Chewbacca community. Well,
I've worn a Bigfoot suit before, though.
I know. There's pictures, and I've seen it. But it's funny you say that, because actually we've got a paranormal clip coming up later in the show of an alleged Bigfoot sighting that we'll be exploring. So we will answer that question in a little bit, but not yet. So thanks for the pre-segue. We appreciate it. But what about, like, so we talked about Ouija boards, and some people claim they're dangerous if you're going to be meddling in spiritual affairs. If they are dangerous, do you use protection, Mr. Brody?
I actually, I don't know where it went. I lost it, but I have I do have ghost protection that I bought from a psychic lady for a low price of $200. And it's a little thing on your keychain that protects you in a circle for 4 to 5 feet against ghosts.
Right.
And I guess it works. I don't know. I haven't had anything attack me, but now I'm just worried that ghosts are gonna throw stuff at me. You know, like a long-range ghost, like the ghost of Nolan Ryan.
So it's not so much a force field as kind of like a buffer zone. Like it's almost like a, yeah, it would probably be like, you know, the paranormal, you know, equivalent of a restraining order. You know, tough to enforce.
I can't believe you just asked me if I use protection. That is way beyond the line, Jeff Belanger.
Sorry. You know, hey, we're going to get to the bottom of everything here, and sometimes you gotta work blue. Let's face it. So what about UFOs? Do you believe in UFOs?
I do. I've never seen one, but I do. None of my friends do. Like, they'll bring a Ouija board home, but they'll make fun of me for UFOs, you know, and they'll be like, oh, Brody, you know, if UFOs exist, which they don't, how do you explain every time you see it on the news and they interview some abductee, no matter where it is in the country, it's always some toothless trailer park redneck hillbilly? Like, why is it always them? Why is it always them? I'll tell you why it's always them. Those are the guys the aliens throw back. Like, they keep all the hot ones. That's what I would do. If I were an alien, my spaceship would look like a Jay-Z video. No? Yeah, I don't need a hillbilly messing up the party. I got 99 problems, and a freeloading redneck ain't one. That's how you do it in Minnesota. Oh.
Thanks for keeping it Minnesota for us here and bringing that. Was that a little homage to Michael Jackson? Remember the Thriller dance?
Yeah.
No.
A little too soon?
Little too soon. So what other aspects of the paranormal interest you? I mean, you've got quantum physics, you've got cryptozoology. I mean, you have to study a little bit about all this stuff if you're going to make jokes about it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I do some jokes on cryptozoology and just haven't found anything funny about it yet.
Right. Which is a problem.
No, I mean, all of it. I've been fascinated by this stuff my whole life, you know. Anything weird I like to read about, you know. So, spontaneous combustion, you know, all that stuff interests me. And it's all funny. I mean, like, the only time I've ever had anybody say anything to me about a joke was, I wrote a joke about a succubus. And this lady was like, you don't joke about succubuses. I'm like, oh. I didn't ask any further.
Which is too bad, because now that's all I want to know is what was her experience with a succubus?
Right. He stood her up. Apparently.
Right. They're never as hot as you'd think or hope, I guess. When you talk to someone who's like, whenever you see like the cartoon depiction, they're like really smoking hot, these succubus. But then
cartoon depiction. What kind of anime are you watching?
You have to pay to see these websites, Brody. I'll be honest with you. But so you know, but you know, all of this stuff plays on so many aspects of human nature, and I think it's great that you're doing comedy because all too often it's fear that you know gets depicted in Hollywood. It's we have a paranormal experience, we're afraid. Were you scared as a kid?
Oh, constantly. Like I used to live. I grew up in Iowa. If anybody knows where that is.
Yay, Iowa!
Yeah.
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Well, we had, you know, I don't want to be stereotypical because I try to defend Iowa all the time, and then people are like, oh, what did your dad do? Oh, he's a farmer. But that's just a coincidence. And we lived behind a field, or like kind of like that movie Signs. You know, there's a big field.
Right.
And there was a railroad track. Like, it was like less than 100 yards from my house. And I always was like, I saw E.T. in Close Encounters of the Third Kind when I was real little, and it always scared me. And I always saw, like, things out there, and I thought that they were aliens. And so, like, later on, like, 20 years later, I asked my mom, like, it was, like, you know, that old house we lived in, I always thought there was aliens back there. And she goes, oh, no. You shouldn't have been scared of aliens. You should have been scared of the hobo camp back there, though. Like, there was a hobo camp. And that's way scarier than aliens, because an alien won't shiv you for your shoes.
As far as you know, you haven't been abducted yet.
As far as you know, yes, the aliens from the other side of the tracks, yeah, they'll...
Right.
They wear clothes.
So you've been doing this now, and I know you're getting around to some of the paranormal conferences. hosting them, performing your act at some of them, and we saw a little clip of that earlier from the Mount Washington, New Hampshire conference that took place this past spring. And are you finding that people are opening up more to the idea that, hey, it's okay to laugh at this stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, people go to those conferences for all different kinds of reasons. You know, some want to research in these places as closely as they can. Some people are going just to have a good time. Some people are doing both, and I think that's it's cool for everybody to go there. And everybody's been very friendly. And I mean, I haven't had a bad experience yet. You know, so I like everybody, and I keep in touch with people on Facebook and MySpace, mostly Facebook.
Yay. No. But I think what's great, and that's something we've been trying to do here with 30 odd minutes, is just, I think almost through humor and having some fun with the subject, you can actually reach more people. You can make it more accessible. It's not really intended to be disrespectful to the content or the subject. It's intended to just kind of make some light of this and have fun with it and explore it a little bit deeper, because let's face it, it gets pretty odd. Can you not hear me?
No. I just now found out that this is a humor show.
Oh, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be funny.
I can turn this off, right? Like one button, he's gone. That's it.
I love 30 odd minutes.
Yeah.
It's a commercial. I love 30 odd minutes.
Well, we appreciate it. So what else do you have coming up this year?
In November, I'm going to be at the Stanley Hotel.
Right.
I think that's the 23rd through 26th. And then January, there's Cooperstown, New York. I don't know the backstory on that one yet. I need to look that up. And then April is Mount Washington again. And that'll be technically the 4th week that I've been at Mount Washington, which it's always fun there.
The 4th year. But who's keeping track?
Well, you know,
Week,
it's comedy.
Year. Right, it is comedy. Well, very good. For all that and more, you can check out Mike Brody's website, www.mikebrody.com. Of course, there will be links from 30oddminutes.com to his website and everything he has going on. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening to Mike Brody. Mike, thanks for coming here tonight. We appreciate you being on 30 Odd Minutes.
Thanks, guys. I had a blast. Keep up the good work.
All right. Right on, Brody. Excellent. All right. Well, switching gears, most definitely, we're going to go from paranormal comedy to actually a Bigfoot sighting, which I'm excited about. This picture just came into the email very recently, within the last couple days. It's just kind of breaking out right now, and we're going to get Jeffrey Gonzalez on the phone from the Sanger Paranormal Society. He'll be on with us in a second. We're going to show you this picture. During Memorial Day weekend of 2009, the Sanger Paranormal Society, with Bigfoot investigator David Ragoza, went for a hike in the Sierra National Forest. This is in the mountains of Central California. Their cameras were set on a motion sensor and retrieved on June 7th, 2009. And in reviewing the many pictures, they saw bears, they saw deer, and other animals, but they also saw something unexplained. These were motion sensor cameras set out there for weeks. So we're going to see if we can get Jeffrey on the phone here right now. Hopefully he's with us. Hello, Jeffrey Gonzalez.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going?
I'm doing great. You're live on 30 Odd Minutes. Jeffrey Gonzalez from the Sanger Paranormal Society. I just set up what we're talking about here tonight, that you set up these cameras Memorial Day weekend 2009. And this is in the Sierra National Forest, a hotspot for Bigfoots, correct?
Exactly. I went up there with the David Ragosa, who's a veteran Bigfoot investigator, and he invited me on an expedition Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
We went up there a couple of nights. We spent the night, set up some cameras, came back. 3 weeks later, we went back up and retrieved the memory cards, and that's when we got the photograph on one of the memory cards.
And so, as we spoke earlier, you had said that you actually didn't see it at first, right? It took a few days.
No, not at all. Yeah, that night that that day that we picked up the memory cards, we loaded everything onto my laptop computer. Mm-hmm. And we went through them really quick. Then we got black bear, we got deer. And he took the memory cards home. I took my laptop home. He called me about 3 days later and said, hey, you better look at this picture, number so-and-so, and look at the top left-hand corner, which I did on my laptop because I had already had the photos downloaded, and that's when we saw the photograph, and I went, whoa, what the heck is that?
All right, well, hey, let's take a look. Let's put that picture up right now. There it is. This is the first picture. Now, folks, you're going to be looking in the center of your screen. This is the close-up of what we're looking at. And if we could go to the second picture now, there you can see a nice red outline that was added so you can kind of see what we're looking at. You know, where you can, I mean, it looks like a creature. It doesn't look like a bear. It's almost like too skinny.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
The red outline, we actually did that yesterday because
Okay.
a lot of people were still, saying it was a bear.
Right. And so now you've shown this to some hunting experts and outdoors people, right? And what have they found?
Well, I showed it to a couple of professional hunters who actually go to Africa and Alaska, hunt bear, lion, the whole 9 yards. And I showed them the photograph, and one of them told me that it's not a black bear because black bears aren't that large. And then he said it was not a grizzly bear because there's no more grizzly bears in California. Then he looked at me, and he gave me the photograph, and he walked away and didn't say a single thing. I think I kind of blew him away when I gave him the photograph. So right away that told me I think we got something special.
All right, now we're going to show a third picture here, which actually I think is the most interesting, and I'm not being funny. If we could bring that up. This is you. This is Jeffrey Gonzalez in the same position. Now, when you're doing cryptozoological work, when you get an interesting picture like that, you need some perspective. And so there's Jeffrey standing. That's him standing where that creature was. And is it possible to go back, Andy? If you could pop it back, you'll see that the creature was actually taller than that low-hanging branch. So if you could...
I had a tape measure. As a paranormal investigator, before I put anything on my website, I want to do a thorough investigation. And we went up there the 1st of July, and we took many photographs, videos. We went through it all, and the measuring tape, when I measured it right where the branches were covering the object's face, it measured between 8 and 9 feet tall. So this thing was huge. Interesting,
really interesting. Excellent stuff. Thanks for the thorough work. Are you guys planning a trip back? Are you going to be setting up more?
I think, in a couple of weeks, I think we're going to go, but I just want to let everybody know. Go to our website, sangerparanormalsociety.com. There's a lot of pictures on there. You may, just go on there and just look at, see what we have, and make a judgment for yourself. I think we have something that I guarantee you it's not a bear and it's not a tree. So what else can it be?
Right. No, and we'll of course have a link to that on our website as well at 30-odd minutes. Thanks so much for being with us. And just one more thing, you had 6 cameras set up during that trip?
Yeah, we had 6 cameras, right. And like I said, we got a lot of black bear, a lot of deer, but on that particular spot, that's where we got the actual Bigfoot. And there are right now up there, we had 9 cameras up there. I think David is actually going back up there this weekend to retrieve those memory cards. So, who knows? And that's so the nature of paranormal investigation. I mean, you do so much work. You take hundreds, sometimes thousands of photos. You sift through them just to find that one thing, that one interesting thing that you can't quite explain. And exactly. It's the moments we live for. So, Jeffrey, thank you so much for being with us. I know you're on your vacation. Thanks for taking time out to talk to us tonight. And we really appreciate it. All right, keep up the great work. I appreciate this. Thank you very much, Jeff. All right, take care. Take care. Bye. All right. Hey, folks, if you've got a clip you want us to look at or something you want us to look into, send us an email at info@30oddminutes.com. Go to our website. We want to know all about the stuff you're looking at that you find intriguing and interesting. We want to talk to the people responsible for those images and get them on board, see what they're looking into. There's so many questions out there. This is why we do this. We have fun with it. It is fun when you go out on these investigations. We have a good time, but it's also something that we do take seriously. So it's the kind of thing that we'll find our answers eventually if we keep asking enough questions, and have fun along the way. It was great to have Mike Brody on tonight and know that we can laugh at this stuff. Until next time, folks, stay odd. All right.